Hello everyone and welcome to another Amonkhet Draft here at the Mana Base. You can check our website, YouTube channel and Facebook page. Links will be down below in the description. And also feel free to check out other content creators at the Mana Base. There's plenty of good things to be seen there. Now onto the draft. So this pack is quite solid. Glory-bound Initiate is among the best, rare in the set, very strong. Also playing base white, aggressive, exert deck is one of the best strategies, so just a great card overall, in a great color, and in a great archetype. Decimator Beetle, very strong too, but it's double colored, and even if it was monocolored, I think it would still be weaker than Glory-bound Initiate. Electrify is a great piece of removal, and then everything else is a lot weaker than these three cards. Manticore is decent, but not super exciting. Illumination's fine, and yeah, I guess Vizier is not bad, but yeah, I think the best cards are definitely Electrify, Beetle, and Initiate, and we'll be picking Initiate, as it is the best card. Interesting, so we have a couple decent options in red. Thresher Lizard, Entangler, Combat Celebrant, which I don't think is actually that good. I haven't seen that card being great. Oracle was interesting, but I actually like that card more in aggressive deck than in defensive deck, because when you are playing a control deck, you are a little bit behind tempo-wise, and you don't have a ton of time to use it when you cast it, and you might just die. Whether if you are playing a very aggressive deck, you can just apply a ton of pressure, and then you'll have time to use that. And this card has been better for me in aggressive deck than in defensive deck. Then we have Lord, which is very good in white-green, and Cartridge of Strength, which is super strong. Green card, green removal. White-green aggro exert is a strong archetype. I think I'm gonna pick Cartouche actually. I think it's the best card here. It's close though. I mean, some other options were pretty good. But now we are kind of getting rewarded or lucky, because Exemplar of Strength is among the best 2-drop in the set. I wouldn't mind picking Tacropelite. It's just a great 4-drop in any base white aggressive deck, but this card is just awesome. Yeah, sweet. Now this pack is a lot weaker. So the best options are red, basically Electrify and Minotaur. Cartridge of Ambition is pretty good too. I think it's weaker than these two though. Maybe we'll not end up playing white. I mean, Initiate is so strong that I really want to be white, but if we don't see any white, I mean, I'm not gonna try to play white if we don't see any good white card. I think I like Electrify slightly more than Minotaur, so I'm just gonna go with that, but we'll see. Probably picking Scattered Growth. There's a pretty high chance we end up playing green, and I don't mind playing this. If I only have one color. If we end up playing green-white, it's gonna be awesome. And if we end up Naya somehow, it's gonna help our fixing. But I'm not the biggest fan of playing 3-color deck, especially when this looks like an aggressive deck, and playing 3-color aggro I think is not exactly where you want to be. But who knows? I mean, depending on what we get next, if there's some good fixing and stuff like that, this could happen. I'm gonna pick Start Finish here. It's a card I actually don't mind splashing for, because if you are just straight up white-green aggro, and you can add a couple of random ways to get some black, maybe an Evolving Wilds, a Painted Buff or something along these lines, then it's fine. And even if you don't get your black, getting 2/1/1 at instant speeds for 3 is like completely acceptable. So this is not the type of card I'm unhappy to splash for, and there's nothing else. Like, we're not going to play the Cryptic Serpent deck here, so it's just going to be Start Finish. Alright, well, there's 2 decent black cards, but there's a solid red 2-drop, so I guess we're going to pick that. And again, it's really unclear whether we'll be red, green, or white. I'm, again, not a huge fan of going 3-color aggro with, 3 different 2-drop in terms of colors, but who knows. Gonna pick Manticore here. I think we've seen this amount of red, fairly late Electrify, fairly late Scavenger, and it's a solid card. Now I think we've also passed a good amount of red, so we might not see a ton of red pack 2, but I mean, you know, it'd be what it be. Not a ton we can do about that. Yeah, I don't think we'll play any of these, but who knows. That's a very late Entangler. Lizard is pretty good too, but the 2-drop is better, I believe. Pretty late Sure Shot too. Yeah, red is super open. So there is that, which is nice. And then I guess we have 2 white cards and 2 green cards, which have about the same power level. Like Cartridge is slightly better than Start, and Initiate is slightly better than Exemplar of Strength, so it's quite even right now between these two. Okay, Stinging Shot's fine. There might have been an argument to pick, what's the name of that card? Dozer over Manglehorn because it's a slightly better card and way more main deckable than Manglehorn, but I was mostly talking, this is why I did not pay enough attention. In the end, I don't think we'll play any of these, so I don't think it matters a lot, but if you wondered why I picked that, it's just because I was talking mostly. So, I'd be happier to pick a red card. Now, Sure Shot is not super exciting. I think both Devoted Cropmate and Bitterblade Warrior will be better if we end up playing either color. Now, it's slightly more risky because we don't know that we'll be playing white or green, whether we are pretty sure we're going to be playing red. However, the Sure Shot might even wheel. This pack is pretty good. And again, the 2 other green or white cards are better, especially the Cropmate is quite good. And I think we might see a decent amount of white this pack because we did not pass any good white, so I'm gonna pick Cropmate. It's not the safest pick. I think picking the Minotaur would be safer, but we'll try that. There's a Gus Walker here, which is probably top 3 common in the entire set. Very strong card, so just pick that. I think at this point we are looking to be white. And again, as expected, we are seeing a decent amount of white this pack. We might not see a ton of white pack 3, but whatever. I mean, we haven't seen a ton of green after the first couple picks anyway, and we might just be able to pick a bunch of solid, you know, red card pack. Pack 3. Now, do we want True Heart Duelist or Mind Centaur? I think the Duelist is actually better. I'm not gonna splash for Ancrop Champion. I mean, I could splash for green fairly easily. I mean, not fairly easily, but a little bit easier than normal because of that. It's really not something I want to do, especially not in an aggressive deck again. Playing 3 color in a control-y / ram deck, sure. Playing 3 color in an aggressive deck, nah, really not something I want to be doing. And Binding Mummy is actually fine to drop. I think we'll just pick that. We don't really need more than 6 to drop, but 6 is gonna be fine. Okay, well, I'm not gonna play Kenra. I'm not gonna play Impeccable Timing, I believe. Oh, well, maybe. Kinda wanna pick Hooded Brawler. There's a chance we don't end up playing red, I guess. Yeah. I really don't like Impeccable Timing. Another Binding Mummy. I think Cherry's Resolve is going to be great here. It's a great card with Initiate. I mean, basically with any Exert creature. And we'll be playing a decent amount of Exert creatures. And we need Trick more than we need 2-drop at this point, so. Thresher Lizard, okay, pretty good. I'm not going to play any of these cards. But I guess Painted Bluff, maybe. I don't think I want to splash for green, though. Cat we might play. Bloodlust Inciter. Maybe we're that aggressive. I mean, if you're a dedicated aggressive deck, this is definitely better than Cat. So I guess, sure. Another Cat. Okay, we'll be just white red aggro, I'm pretty sure. We have so many cheap creatures that at this point a card like Amonkhet Draft's Name becomes interesting. A card like Trial of Solidarity becomes awesome. We could use a little bit more removal, I guess. Impeccable Timing is really not a card I like in aggressive deck, though. I'm probably not gonna play it, even though I do have it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about this deck, though. It just looks like a very solid white-red aggro deck. We have some solid 2-drops, which are, you know, the backbone of any aggressive deck in Limited. A couple fine 1-drop, and then we need to pick a couple more creatures. Some removal would be good, a couple tricks, but this is looking pretty good. So Sweltering Sun is exactly the type of card you don't want to play in a deck like that. I'm not really an adept of this card. I guess if you are black-red, it's better. It's also better in blue-red. In white-red, not the biggest fan. Especially we have a couple 1-drop that I think are mostly better. So I think it's just going to be Takrop Elite, which is a great 4-drop in this type of deck. Very good when you're swarming the board with a bunch of stuff. And we need some 4-drop. And I'd be happy to wield Jeru's Resolve again. I think this card is just amazing when you are playing an aggressive Exert deck, which we are. Close. So this is very good, but we have a ton of 2-drop and it might wheel. I mean, there's a chance that we are the only white-red player at the table. And Emberhorn Minotaur is just awesome, and like we need 4-drop more than 2-drop right now. So I think I'm gonna pick Minotaur, because we also have a bunch of good 2-drops. So even if I pick that, it's not gonna be a big, a big upside over what we already have. And Minotaur is just great for our curve and a great creature in general. So, and again, this might wheel, so I think it's just Minotaur. Even though, if you know that you're white-red, you will pick the Captain most of the time, and not the Minotaur. Initiate is great, exactly what we want, solid 3-drop. Antcrop Crasher, jeez, that's a late Crasher, that's just awesome. Perfect. Insult Injury. Sure. This deck went from, medium to completely nut in the last couple peak. I mean, we might be a little bit light on removal, but other than that, it's just looking great. True Heart Twins or Red Crop Spearmaster? I think we kind of want Twin. We have a ton of Exerters. And we probably enough... Yeah, we have enough 3-drop where we need the 5-drop more than the 3-drop here. Another Sure Shot. I'm not gonna have any black in my deck, so I think it's gonna be better than Start Finish. And I only have one Takrop Elite, that can boost creatures, so I don't think this is gonna be that great. Another Start Finish. Yeah, I guess now splashing for black becomes a little bit more interesting, but I think when you have a solid streamlined aggressive deck, you have no reason to try splashing and make your deck potentially worse. And Sparring Mummy when you have a ton of Exert creatures is actually pretty good, so we'll just do that. This deck could use a Fling, I believe. I'm not gonna play that either. I like these in any deck pretty much, but in a super aggressive deck that tries to curve out, playing a tap land has a cost, so I don't think we want to be doing that. And unless we get some more things that are good, this is most likely going to be our deck. I don't think we'll play the second Mummy. We have enough creatures. And this is going to be that. White-red aggro, 20 creatures. We are a little bit light on removal, but we have really powerful creatures, a nice curve. Seems very solid overall. I'm not too worried. Lovely. Alright, and I guess we have more red. No, it's just gonna be an 8/8 mana base. Sweet, well this deck is pretty much as streamlined as it can get. And this curve is just gorgeous, so we'll see how it goes, but I hope you folks enjoyed that draft. Thank you for watching and see you for round 1.